one is the transformation, data transformation, and the third one is like we can say that data modeling, and final thing is we can say it as a data visualization. Visualization. This is the thing we can implement. So here in interview point of view, like they will ask like what are the Power BI components. The first question they will ask it as a what are the Power BI components. So if they ask what is the Power BI components, then we can explain it as the same like as yesterday stuff. Same like as yesterday's stuff. Power BI desktop, Power BI report server, Power BI mobile data gateways, like this kind of things we can explain on interview point of view. Now, next question they will ask like what is the like a Power BI desktop components? What is the Power BI desktop components? So Power BI desktop components. Power BI components is different. Power BI desktop components is different. So Power BI desktop components are inside this Power BI. Like we have the several components. One is Power Query Editor. Power Query Editor. Second one is Power Query Editor, and the second one is like a second one is like a Power Pivot. Okay, Power Query Editor. Third one is Power Pivot. Second one is Power Pivot. Power Pivot. Third one is Power View. Power View. Fourth one is Power Map.
There's something called Power Apps that is different.
That is completely different object, different tool. Power Pivot. Power Pivot. Power View. Power View. Power Map. Power Map. These are the four components it is having. Majorly, these are the four components. Like rarely we can say that fifth component is like a Power Q and EA. Power Q and EA. Question and answer. Q and EA. So first one is Power Query Editor. First component is Power Query Editor. So this Power Query Editor we can use. This Power Query Editor we can use to extract the data. Power Query Editor we can use to extract the data and to perform data transformations and to perform transformations. Power Query Editor we can use to extract the data and as well as to performing it as a data transformations. Data transformations. Okay, first one is Power Query Editor. Power Query Editor we can use to extract the data and as well as to transform the data. Transform the data is nothing but already I have explained in yesterday class, like to modifying the data, like to performing it as data cleansing activities. We can go with as a transformations. Transformations. Next one is like a Power Pivot. Next one is Power Pivot. Power Pivot, in Power Pivot, like we can perform it as a two operations. One is DAX operations, DAX operations, DAX operations, and second one is like a data modeling. Data modeling. Data modeling. Third one is Power View. Power View, like a Power View, we can use it as a to showing the data in graphical representation, like to showing the data in visualization, graphical representation, graphical representation, data modeling, like a graphical representation, and like a we can say that this is the major components. Like next one is like a Power Map. Power Map is we can use it as a geographical representation. What is the difference between graphical representation and geographical representation? Geographical representation and graphical representation. Geographical representation is nothing but like which we can use to show the data in maps wise, like India map wise, world map wise, like to showing such kind of information, we can say it as geographical representation. Like just graphical representation is nothing but to showing the data, like which we can say that pie chart, bar chart, pie chart, line chart, table visual, like such kind of things we can say it as graphical representation. Whenever we show the data in like maps wise, that we can call it as geographical representation. Geographical representation. Next one is Power Q and A. Power Q and A. Question and answer. It's a AI feature in Power BI. AI feature in Power BI. Like a based on the general question, it will give the answer. Based on the general question, it will give the answer to us. Okay, now it is clear. What is the components? It is available in Power BI desktop. Like a Power BI desktop, it is having majorly 5 components. We can say that one is Power Query Editor, Power Pivot, Power View, Power Map, Power Q&A. Power Query Editor we can use to extract the data and transform the data. Like Power Pivot, we can use to perform it as a DAX operation. DAX operation in Power BI, the only complex thing is this is the thing. In Power BI, the complex thing is this is the thing. Like next one is data modeling. Like Power Pivot, we can use to Power View, we can use to provide it as a graphical representation. Power Map is also part of the graphical representation, but it's a geographical representation. Next, Power Q and A. It's an AI feature in Power BI. It's just based on the general English questions, it will give the answer. Like it is that like a Power Q and A, it won't helpful for developer point of view. It will helpful for only end user perspective. It will helpful for only end user prospects. So here it won't helpful for us. Okay, so now let's see here we can say that like a two things we can go with as a practical. So to showing that practical, I don't have the data right now. So I'm also for the data also I'm going with as a Google. So everyone you need to do the practice with like this only. I won't take any kind of data with manual basis. Like here in Google, you can search it as a finance data for Power BI. You can open with a Power BI first link, and there you will get it as some download link. Directly whenever you click on this financial sample Excel workbook, that you will get it as a download. So this is the data which we can download from Google. So already the data it is downloaded from Google. Just you can, for your understanding purpose, I'm showing this information. See, you can observe the data. This is the sample data. This sample data is also provided by Microsoft only. This sample data is also for doing the practice. For doing the practice, it is provided by Microsoft only. Microsoft only it will provide. So now, like simply, I'm not doing any kind of stuff here. Simply closing this file and coming into Power BI desktop. Coming into Power BI desktop. So here in Power BI desktop, like we have the two options. If you want, you can go with running notes faster. If you do the practical practice, like it won't work out. So here it has a transform data option. It is there. Transform data, whenever we click on it will open one new window. Whenever we click on transform data, it will open it as a one new window. That new window we can call it as Power Query Editor. The top of the button window, if you observe, it is having like Power Query Editor. Top of the window, it is having Power Query Editor. As we discussed in the theory point of view, Power Query Editor we can use to extract the data and as well as transform the data. So now by using Power Query Editor, I'm thinking to extract the data from Excel file. So for that, we need to click on new source. Like here, it is showing it as a like 100, like a very less data sources it is showing. Whenever you click on more, then it will open it as a get data window. Under that, it will show it as 100 plus data sources, which will Power BI supports. Okay. So in this, right now, I'm thinking to extract the data from Excel workbook. So simply, I'm not doing any kind of operation. So I'm clicking on, simply click on connect. So like whatever the file I'm thinking to extract, that I'm selecting, go with the downloads. Simply just now I have downloaded financial sample file. So I'm selecting that file. In Excel workbook, each sheet will behave it as a one table. In Excel workbook, each sheet will behave it as a one table. One table. So now it is having the two kind of sheets. So now like whatever the sheet we required us, that we need to enable the checkbox. Whatever the sheet we need, that we need to enable the checkbox and simply click on OK. Once you click on OK, whatever the data it is available in that Excel file, that completely it will coming into our Power Query Editor. Now the Power Query Editor, it is having complete information. Clear? Assume right now I don't want assume I don't want it as a this discount column. Assume the simple operation I'm saying. So we want it as a transformation, right? Assume I don't want it as a this like a discount brand column. So now what I'm doing is click on remove column. So that remove column, it is removed. So once that is done, then we need to click on close and apply. Once it is done, then we need to click on close and apply. Once you click on close and apply, the data it is coming into Power BI desktop. Till that time, the data it won't come into Power BI desktop. It is holding in Power Query Editor only. Whenever you click on close and apply, then only the data it will coming into Power Query Editor to Power BI desktop. So now here, if you observe under the data tab, it is having financial thing it is there. So as we discussed just now, we can say with the help of Power BI, like we can perform it as a data modeling. Next, first part is we can extract the data. Second part is we can implement it as a data transformation. Third part is we can implement it as a data modeling. For the data modeling perspective, we need here the symbol, it is data model. Left side, it is having the symbol, it has model view. So whenever we click on model view, that it will show the tables. So here I have extracted only one table. So one table basis, we no need to build the relationships. If there is a multiple tables, we need to build the relationships. So it is a single table, we no need to build the relationships. So such a reason, just I'm not leaving that, I'm leaving that part. If there is a multiple tables, here we need like a hidden tab, manage relationships, hidden option, manage relationships. With the help of manage relationships, we can build as a relationship between the tables. Next operation, we can say that DAX. DAX. So here we can say that here it is having the four options. Here it is having the four options: new table, new measure, new column, and calculation group. These four options we can say it as These four options we can say it as DAX operations. These four operations we can say it as DAX operations. So with the help of these four options, we can perform it as a DAX. Okay, only these four options, it will helpful to perform it as a DAX operations. New measure, new column, new table, and calculation group. Calculation group. So next one is finally we can say it as visualization. Final thing we can say it as visualization. Either like the visualization, it is nothing but like a whether it is graphical representation or like a geographical representation. So for that we can go with as a report view. For that we can go with as a report view. So under report view, here it is having the visualization option. Here it is having the various kind of visuals. So let's see simply for understanding purpose, I'm creating it as a one of the visual. So let's see, double click on bar chart. So when we double click on, automatically it will coming into that visualization pane, or else like simply you can click on drag and drop. Okay, right now it is not coming with that by drag and drop. So you can double click on it. So in older versions, it is coming with the drag and drop also. In right now, in the current version basis, it is not coming with drag and drop. So simply you can go with here and here, like I want it as a country wise sales. So you need to select it as a two columns, country and sales. Country and sales. Like whenever you selected these two columns, automatically this chart is prepared. That is the beauty of Power BI. That is the beauty of Power BI. Automatically the chart is prepared. Okay, so whenever we mouse over, then automatically that particular country sales, this is Canada sales, this is the value. Like this is the kind of thing it is happening. So this is the overall activity which we can perform under Power BI. This is the overall activity under Power BI which we can perform. Once this all the things it is done, then we can go with publish option. Publish into Power BI services. Publish into Power BI services. Is it clear? It's clear, right? This is the overall activity which we can perform on Power BI. So up to now, this, if you have any kind of doubts, feel free and ask. Screen is not visible. Is it so? Till you are facing the same issue? Who is that ping? Sai Teja.
No, sir. Now everything is good.
Okay. Clear, right? Any questions up to this part? No, it's clear. So next one is we can say that we can go with as an individual component with a detailed basis. With Power Query, what are the concepts it is there? With the Power Pivot, what are the concepts it is having? That we can see it as a detailed point of view. How we can use on the real-time basis. So now the Power Query editor. If we're coming into the Power Query editor, for this Power Query editor, majorly we can use it as a to performing the like a transformations. The data extraction part, if we're coming into the data extraction part, first part basis, like we can extract the data from Power BI desktop also. We can extract the data from Power BI desktop also. So like what are the options we can use in Power BI desktop is, this is the options we can use in Power BI desktop. For data extraction, these are the options we can use in Power BI desktop. These are the options we can use in Power BI desktop. Okay, let's see. We can say that like a first option. First option we can say that like a get data. Just now I said whenever we are extracting the data from Power Query editor, if we click on more option, it will open it as a get data window. It means like if we extract the data from here, if we extract the data from Power Query editor, both would be the same only. If we extract the data from anywhere, it is same only. So now you can observe simply I'm clicking on more option. If we click on more option, automatically it will show that all the data sources which it is shown as a Power Query editor. So it means if you extract the data from Power BI desktop or Power Query editor, it would be the same from anywhere. Okay, that is the point number one. Point number two is like as we discussed, this we can use it as a to transform the data. So for that, like simply I'm going with Power Query editor. Power Query editor. For this Power Query editor, the backend language is M language. For this Power Query editor, the backend language is like M language. For this Power Query editor, the backend language is M. 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 There is no full form of M language. There is no full form of M language, but in few of the website basis, they have mentioned it as a mashup language. Officially, as per Microsoft, there is no full form of M language. In Power Query editor, if we perform any kind of operation in Power Query editor, if we perform any kind of operation by using options, for each and every option, it will generate like a one applied step. One step it will form. For tracking purpose, it will store it as a one step. Once again, I am repeating, in Power Query level, if you perform any kind of operation, for each and every operation, the backend it will perform it as a one applied step. Applied step. One applied step it will perform. One applied step it will perform. Okay, that where we can see here in Power Query level, this is the Power Query editor. For this Power Query editor, see I'm thinking to perform, as I said, discount brand it is there. Discount brand it is there. Like this I'm performing, I'm thinking to remove the column. So simply here in applied steps window, removed columns. Removed columns, it is showing the option. Removed columns, it is showing the option. For each and every applied step, the backend it will generate M language. For each and every applied step, the backend it will generate M language. Generate M language. M language. So backend it will generate it as M language. So this M language, if you want to see, like we need to click on advanced editor. This M language, if you want to see, like we need to click on advanced editor option. So this M language, if you want to see, we need to go with advanced editor option. Okay. So this is like we can use advanced editor also in like some cases in real time point of view that I will explain it as later. So first Power Query editor, Power Query editor is used to extract the data and as well as to transform the data. To extract the data and as well as to transform the data. So here the data extraction point of view, like we can extract the data from Power BI desktop also. We can extract the data from Power Query editor also. Power Query editor also. Like once you extracted the data, if you want to perform it as a transformation, for each and every transformation in Power Query editor, it will generate it as one applied step. For each and every applied step, the backend, it will generate it as M language. It means the Power Query backend language is M language. The Power Query backend language is M language. So here in this Power Query editor point of view, like a see for each and every operation, it is performing like a one applied step. For each and every applied step, it is generating it as a M language. M language. Assume like here, just now we performed it as a one step, like a I want to go back. Here, it won't work it as a control Z and control Y. In Power Query level, the undo redo options, it won't work. Once again, I'm repeating, in Power Query level, the undo redo options, it won't work. It means to say control Z and control Y, it won't work. If you want to go back, you need to click and cross this step. Cross mark that step. Whenever we click on cross mark that step, then it will go back to our previous step. If you want to go back, then we are cross applying that step. If we want to move forward, then there is no option. If you want to move forward, then there is no option. Again, as usual, you need to perform the operation. Once again, I'm repeating, in Power Query level, control Z and control Y, it won't work. So here, if you want to go back, or if you want to move it as a previous step, you need to click on cross that step, applied step. Cross that applied step. So
step will be always applied step.
yes, for each and every each and every operation, it will generate applied step. So it's like whenever you select that applied step, then it will show this cross mark. You need to select the applied step. So then you need to cross click. Okay. So if you click on cross mark, then it will go with previous step. Okay, clear? Clear? So next point here, you people need to understand the first step is for few of the people, it wants to show it as this applied step window. Initially, whenever you are logging into Power BI desktop, this Power BI desktop, it won't show that this Power BI, Power Query editor point of view, this query settings window, this applied steps window. In such cases, first you need to go with as view option. This it is having query settings that you need to enable. If you disable it, then it won't show. So in few of the versions, directly it is enabled. In few of the versions, it is disabled. So if in case if it is not displaying, then no need to worry. First, you need to go with as a view tab. Then you need to enable this option. Enable this option. And also next one is formula bar. So formula bar is nothing but this is the window. This is the option. Here it is coming with as a some query, right? This is the query. So this query we can call it as formula bar. So this formula bar, like it won't helpful to us initial class basis. It won't helpful to us. Like basically the formula bar, it is it will generate it as a M language. That M language, if you want to see, then you can see, you can enable that formula bar. If you don't want to see, you can like a deselect. Right? So that is up to our wish. If you want, we can enable it. If you don't want, you can stop it. This is the major two important options. These are the major two important options. One is formula bar and second one is query settings. So now again, I'm back to the home. Okay. So these major things is these are the things. And next one is like whenever we are extracting the data, that source information, like in assume in real-time basis, like see, this is the report you have already there. Assume this is the report already you have. They have given, someone has given. So now someone is asked, what are the data source for that file? What is the data source from where you are extracting the data? That if you want to see it, first one, like first approach is we can go with as the advanced editor. That advanced editor basis, here we can see the information. Here we can see that information. Here we can see that information. So if the information is available in advanced editor, always that we can see in applied steps also. So here first option is source. So whenever we click on this setting symbol, we will get to know that information. Okay. So here we are using the source is Excel file. From that source point of view, we are extracting the data from, this is the file. From that source point of view, we are extracting the data from, this is the file. Okay. So from this is the file, we are extracting the data. Like so this is the file where it is available, that path and all completely it is navigating. It is showing here itself. So then what is the navigation? So here next step it is navigation. First step it is source information. Second step it is navigation. So in navigation is nothing but in that Excel workbook it is having the multiple sheets. Right? In that which sheet we are extracting, that is representing it as a navigation. So here we have the two sheets. In that two sheets we are extracted financial data. Financial sheet. We have extracted financial sheet. That is the information. Next one is change type. What is change type? So here change type is nothing but like a Power Query editor. Whenever you are extracting the data, by default it will take it as a data type. So here few of the people will get it as a doubt. What is data type? What is data type? Data type is nothing but type of data. What type of data it is having. So simply we can say that like if we take any kind of particular column, whether it is string information, whether it is date information, whether it is like a numerical information, whether it is money related information. So to representing that kind of data, we can call it as a data type. So here that by default it will take that we can call it as a change type. So here the data types, if you want to see here by default, like a left side corner, it is having the option. Like if you take any column, that particularly left side, it is having that option. So here, like see, if you want to change the data type, this by default it will take the data type. But if you want to change it, like you can change it. Whatever the data type you want, you can select it. Let's see, it's a text information, like automatically it is taken it as a text information. So if you want to change the data type, you can click on this and you can change it the data type. Or else here we have the option. That by using the data type also you can change it the option. Like any of the option is fine. So like a change type is nothing but to changing the data type. Change type is nothing but to change the data type. Okay, so whenever we are extracting the data type, by default, Power BI will take it as a data types. By default, Power BI will take it as a data types. Like in case if you want to change the data types, then we can go with this is the option.
Numeric, decimal.
Numeric, decimal, like fixed decimal number, whole number, date, time, like such kind of
You
information.
have to explicitly declare.
If you want externally, you can declare it. By default, based on the data, based on first 100 rows of information, by default, it will take it. See here, it is decimal data, basically. Okay, so it is 1.2. 1.2 is nothing but decimal symbol. First 100 rows. See, it's if you observe here, it's completely numerical information. So it is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 is nothing but whole number. So if you go with the somewhat of friend, like it is having the date information. So by default, it is taking a date information. In case for the data, if you select it as a date time, like a, if you want to replace current step, like a replace it date along with time. If you want only date, as usual, it is there previously that if you want, you can select it. Clear. So next one, like based on the data, like in case sometimes what it will do is it won't detect it as a properly. Whenever it is not detected proper, that time we need to change the manual. That time we need to change it as a manually the data types. So by using this option or by using this option here itself, if you want, you can change it. Here itself, if you want, you can change it, or else in transform tab, like here it is having the data type option. Okay, so anywhere you can change it the options.
Transform types, which one?
Data type here.
Oh.
Data type here. Okay, so anywhere you can change it. The options is same only. Anywhere if you want, you can change it the information. Up to this part, any doubt from anyone? Right? Up to this, you can do the practice today. We will see. We will meet on tomorrow. If you have any kind of questions, feel free and ask. Anything?
This data type option will get it from the advanced editor also.
No, data type information like we will get in the advanced editor also, but like here we won't change. So here we will get it as a type segment, type text. Like here it is showing that information. Here we won't change. Here we won't change such kind of thing. Here, whenever we want to change the data types and all, we will change here itself. Clear? Any other questions? No, right? Yeah. So I'm stopping the recording.